map over on Overpass, 16-12. I was kind of expecting a little bit more fight to come out from the side of IHC, but you know what? One play that I really highlighted from the very get-go was Annihilation. I feel like my hopes and dreams were well and truly annihilated by him. I've got to be honest with you, Kassad. What did you kind of make of that experience of watching Overpass?
You said like you expected more of a fight, but we got it. Like it was a close game, right?
Yeah.
Much closer than we expected here. I honestly was thinking it's going to be one-way traffic in favor of Outsiders, but the IHC played a little bit better game than in the first round, and they got it in the bag at some point, right? They really did, and then Fame stepped up with that big round, and then after that it kind of fell into Outsiders' hands.
Yeah, that felt like a key turning point, and it was definitely nice for IHC that they won both pistols. I think that helped a lot in the first half, where without that pistol round win, they probably wouldn't have got that many on the board. The issue with that T side, it felt like they tried to play between the bomb sites at the start occasionally, and then the coordination didn't seem like it was fully there to play between the sites. And the only rounds they really won seemed to be when they were maybe getting onto the B site quickly and having a couple of players step up, even though they're in disadvantaged situations. But they just about got enough T rounds to keep it competitive. And then at the end there, unfortunately, that's what Outsiders seem to do. When it's a close game, they always come through.
It's all about the experience at that point. You know, we spoke about, even when you have like only two players like Kickert and James being super experienced there, just the presence of those two guys can really spill into the other members of the team, and it can help them bring home these close games.
I feel like that was pretty much the James show throughout the duration of that game. I've got to be honest with you. It was well and truly James time. Now, from my perspective, obviously everybody knows James, and I think everybody kind of expected a really dominant performance to come out from him, but focusing a little bit more on the side of IHC. Kassad, what do you think it was that really started to let them down early game? I know we said that they started to pick up the pace and the momentum, but early game, it looked like it was a little bit of a struggle.
What I noticed is, like, obviously they started B-centric kind of offense early on, but when they switched the side, the way that the utility is flying in, as you can see there, but look at the players, like how far away from each other are they. They get the entry, the trade is there, but look at the positions. If you can pause here, like a few seconds earlier, the positions of these players coming into the site is way too far from each other. And that is where Outsiders managed to get their bearings into the site and just finish the round completely. If the players were closer to each other in the first wave of an attack, it would be much easier. The round would go to IHC. That's the thing that I'm telling my players after this game. Listen, this is what we need to work on. Next time I'm calling this round, we need to be closer. So it's usually there is a rule in the teams. In my teams, it was a rule. If the first guy is too far away, the second guy behind him, he needs to tell him either wait or just need to wait for a couple more seconds to just spot the difference between the distance of the players and just call it, because the entry guy, he doesn't see who is behind him, and it can be a little bit more, clustered, I guess, in situations.
Hawker, do you think it might have been a little bit of tilt play kind of coming into effect for the side of IHC every now and then?
I don't think so. I think mainly just from the start of the game, you could see that they didn't really fully have the coordination there in a few of the early rounds even. And it's a shame because I feel like they had to fall back on a lot of these more simple just site takes, trying to go together. And even those, the coordination didn't seem to be there. And the other issue was, felt like Outsiders were getting a lot of information. They had a lot of connector control throughout that first half too. We saw James there multiple times just getting information. And if you have connector, you can oftentimes just hear what's happening around you. If teams try and rotate all the way through spawn, it's so difficult to play between the bomb sites when that happens. And that means even if you do get the entry into the site, if you're not that quick on the follow-up, you're going to get flanked.
On top of that, utility for Outsiders was great on the CT side. How many times did we see the late monster smoke or late molly or something like that that will stop IHC from progressing and getting into the site and maybe even split them into that...
Përshëndetje speciale edhe për Erolin, I cili goditi me një 50-që. Erol Jahiri, falenderit shumë, bruda, respekt.
We freaking did it, right? We are not 0-2, we are still in the game.
Për urime, përshëndetje, e keni rastin tash se kur po jemi live midis lojës, nuk po mundet Gjoci me ju falenderu, po duhet me komentu direkt.
Expecting the best of performances for the side of IHC? Do you think Outsiders kind of went into this game thinking?
Jena bo me urime, përshëndetje, si me hi baba frem ndarësëm.
situations before as a massive underdog, as a favorite, and the mindset is kind of different when you're going into the game against the team that you don't really know, but you know you have to beat them and you should beat them. It kind of tends to, you know, backfire sometimes and you get these close games.
Ky Kasadi pra është analist nga Serbia.
Alright,
Po qashtu është puna, nuk po kena qare pa e ngu deri në fund.
That is going to be BiG taking on the Bad News Eagles. We'll be back very, very soon.
Kurse kjo bukuroshja, halo s'kemi info të sakta, ndërkohë pishojmë dy superlojtar, Tapsen edhe Karlo Jon Sinopsi. Shumë shpejt do t'jemi live. Rrini me neve, mos flani sonte edhe një orë ma shumë.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.